Good afternoon and welcome to the online seminar entitled Higher Education Policy in International Collaboration in the COVID-19 Pandemic. I am Martinus Maslim and I am the moderator of today's seminar. First thing first, I would like to greet the honorable guests. We have Mr. Pupung Arifin, the Vice Rector for Student Partnership and Promotion Affairs, Mr. Teguh Siswantoro, the Dean of Industrial Technology Faculty, Mr. Andre Purwanugraha, Head of Promotion and Partnership Office. Our honorable speakers who are going to share the insights, Mr. Purwanto Subroto, PhD, Coordinator for Higher Education Institutional Development, Directorate General of Higher Education, Ministry of Education and Culture, Prof. Li Qing and Mrs. Haley Wang from Nanjing Xiaochuang University, China, and also the seminar participants. I am very pleased to have you all in this seminar, and we are going to get much information and enlightenment specifically related to the international collaboration policy during COVID-19 pandemic. Before we start our seminar, let's take a short moment together to pray. Let's pray according to our belief. Pray, start. Amen. Okay, for the next 2 hours, we are going to have a session talking about the international university collaboration during the pandemic. And this seminar is proudly conducted as a collaboration between Industrial Technology Faculty of Universitas Atmajaya Yogyakarta and School of Information Engineering Nanjing Xiaochuang University, China. The mechanism of international collaboration among the university during the pandemic have been one of issue that is very urgent to be discussed. Since the international collaboration have been an important part that every institution should do. Therefore, we have invited our speaker from Ministry of Education and Culture, Mr. Purwanto, to explain the Indonesian government policy for this pandemic situation related to the conducting the international collaboration. We are also going to listen the story and experience and how the classes are conducted in Nanjing Xiaochuang University during pandemic. And lastly, we heard from Vice Rector of Universitas Atmajaya Yogyakarta. And lastly, we are going to find out the type of future collaborations. To officially open the seminar, I would like ask Mr. Teguh Siswantoro, the Dean of Industrial Technology Faculty, to give a welcome speech. Mr. Teguh Siswantoro, the time is yours.
Thank you. To all honorable speaker and participant of online seminar 2020, good afternoon. As we know, since the end of 2019, there have been major change in many aspects of human life due to the coronavirus disease 19 pandemic. This condition forces us to work, study, discuss, meeting, worship, and maybe carry out other activities from home. Actually, now we are migrating from the real world to the cyberspace or virtual world, in which we are required must be able to adapt to the new era. In the new era, we have new habits by always using mask, washing hand frequently, and keep physical distancing. We are also forced to be more creative and innovative in finding something new, including developing the models or form of collaboration with various parties. Therefore, the Department of Informatics of Universitas Atmajaya Yogyakarta that usually held annual national seminar today and collaborating with Ministry of Education and Culture, Republic of Indonesia, and also Nanjing Xiaoshuang University conduct this online seminar or webinar with the topic of higher education policy on international collaboration in the COVID-19 pandemic. Of course, this seminar can be held for contribution from various parties. So for this reason, on behalf of the Industrial Technology Faculty, Universitas Atmajaya Yogyakarta, we would like to offer our gratitude to the following distinguished speakers. The first is Mr. Purwanto Subroto, PhD, as a coordinator for Higher Education International Development, Directorate General of Higher Education, Ministry of Education and Culture, Republic of Indonesia. The second, Mr. Pupung Arifin, as a Vice Director on Student Affairs, Partnership and Alumni, Universitas Atmajaya Yogyakarta. And the third, Prof. Li King, Director of Student Affairs for International Students, School of Information Engineering, Nanjing Xiaoshuang University, China. And the fourth, Harley Wang, as a counselor for International Students, School of Information Engineering, Nanjing Xiaoshuang University. We also appreciate all participants for your participation in this seminar. Hopefully, through knowledge and experience sharing and discussion can inspire the development of international collaboration for higher education, especially in the COVID-19 pandemic, to improve the quality of partnership among higher education. Okay, have a good seminar. Good luck, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you for Mr. Teguh Siswantoro for the opening speech. I want to welcome our friends from other universities who join us to the participants in this online seminar. Okay, before we have our speaker to present, there are some rules that we need to know. Maybe the admin can show the rules. Okay, one, all audio and video of participant will be mute during the session. Two, participants are not available to rename, see, or chat to other participants. Three, participants can ask questions to panelists using Q&A room and will be answered at Q&A session. To receive a certificate, participant must fill an exit ticket. The link will be displayed at the end of the session. So I want to remind again, for who want to ask a question, you can write the question in the Q&A section in the below of the monitor. Okay, we come to the main session. I would like to invite the first speaker for today, Mr. Purwanto, to talk. But before I will read the CV first. Maybe can show the CV. Okay, Mr. Purwanto Subroto, PhD, education in 2007, Doctor of Philosophy in Administrative and Policy Studies, School of Education, University of Pittsburgh, USA. And now, Mr. Purwanto have employment in Institutional Development Coordinator, in Ministry of Education and Culture. Please welcome Mr. Purwanto Subroto. Time is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martinus. And also, it's my honor to be one of the speakers during this seminar. And also, I welcome also to my colleague from Nanjing Xinjiang University. I think I was there visit your university once. The time I forgot the year, but I show your university is quite nice university. And so thank you, my colleagues from other universities and also from YJ University Pak Teguh and Pak Pupung and others. On this session, I would like to share some policy related this condition on COVID-19 pandemic. As you know, that this condition give impact to running the higher education. Where we can see there's some negative side, but also we can see the positive side. What we can see right now, we can do everything quite easy, doing discussion to online like this, and then we can contact our friend, our colleagues in other universities, even in China right now. So there's no, there's no gap on time. We can discuss directly. Either in other place, we can so discuss. Even in my work in my office, I think some work can be do effective during this condition to online. So we can see also some other positive impact. However, we can see what this condition also impact to the higher education as a whole. Next, please. Okay, next. So on this session, we are talking about the internalization. I think we also know that there is many definitions using about the internalization. For in this case, I take some common statement. I think it's referred by many writers. This statement done by Knight in 2004 that is saying that internalization is a process of integrating international, intercultural, and global dimension into the goal, primary function, and delivery of higher education at the national and national level. So I see that when we are talking the international, this one should be seen as the process, not the final achievement. So it means that when we want to be on this place, we have to do many things related to develop the international atmosphere in our campus. So what we are doing right now is one of the ways we want to build the international atmosphere in our campus. And I think through some kind of collaboration, also it is a way to develop internalization. So in this statement, we can highlight that internalization is a process, not as the achievement. I think it's good that our university has developed many programs to build the international atmosphere in our university. Next. There's three pillars of internalization in higher education. First, about mobility. Second, partnership, and curriculum. With the mobility, I think we have so many programs. Actually, I was as the deputy director for higher education corporation, and during on that position, I found that many programs developed by university to support mobility. Even at the time we work with Nanyang University, to Nanjing Zhejiang University to see some double degree and other student mobility programs. Partnership, yes, we have so many programs with the joint research and other programs. Even we have some G2G collaboration with China, with France, UK, and other countries to support joint research. Right now, the position of joint research actually, maybe to inform to my colleagues in China, that in Indonesia right now, we have two ministries, Ministry of Education, Culture, and Ministry of Research and Technology. Related to education development, it is managed by Ministry of Education and Culture, but related to research, it is done by Ministry of Research and Technology. That's why when we are talking, there is so many programs provided by that university to support even international research or national joint research. The curriculum, I think right now we also during my position time as a deputy director for higher education corporation, we encourage the university to develop that kind of cooperative curriculum development. For example, developing a joint degree program, double degree program, and so we also through this program we can have some student or even faculty mobility. between these two universities when they develop this program. And I think later on I can also explain that this is also another opportunity for us to work with our partner to develop a curriculum, to develop a new study program, for example. Next, please. Next. Okay. So when we are talking about internationalization, actually we have two types of internalization: internalization abroad and internalization at home. I think previously Indonesia, many universities just talking about internalization abroad. We develop some exchange or mobility abroad, but it's quite few number of programs developed in countries. That's why I think in the last 2 or 3 years, I encourage university, Indonesian university, to develop also international at home, meaning that we should have some programs to invite our friends, international students to come to Indonesia to learn something in Indonesia. Not only sending our students or faculty abroad, but we should invite them to study something in Indonesia. And I think we have right now. It's good that we have so many programs in Indonesia, and hopefully during this COVID-19, this program can also still work and with other method. Next, please. Next. However, right now we know that we now come in this that condition. We now have the COVID-19 pandemic, and I think you already know that so many faculties, so many speakers saying that some impact about COVID-19 pandemic to higher education. And I think you can see so many YouTube or I think webinar talking about this one. And on this case, we can see some also, I trying to see some survey done by QS about this condition. Next, please. So during the pandemic COVID-19, we come in condition with this. There is no code, less contact, social distancing, no density, even no physical distancing, and this condition also impact how the university run the programs. Even our ministry has the published that kind of letter to higher education how they should run the teaching learning process during this pandemic. Even until December, we should do everything online. I think this one issue that we should discuss later on, how we can support this policy and related international collaboration. Next, please. And I took some information from QS survey data related to COVID-19. That COVID-19 pandemic impact to study abroad plans. Mostly the students saying that 40% they have they say that it impact to the study abroad plan. Even they some change they time to study abroad. So for example, next please. See, changing study abroad plan due to the COVID-19 pandemic, that mostly about 47% they saying that they intend to defer the entry until next year. So this is condition happening right now. So we can see, I think there is some news what's happening in Australia, for example. And you know that higher education in Australia, they have so many foreign students coming to Australia. During this condition, they have a bad impact. I think so many university in Australia feel they struggling to plan their institution during this pandemic because many international students they delay or even stop. They study in such a country, may they still keep at home, for example. Next, please. Yeah, next. Okay, and study to higher education to run the education during COVID-19 pandemic. Not yet. Yeah, and 50% of them saying that they switch the schedule to online courses. I think many universities also doing like this, even in Indonesia. We also now encourage the universities to fit their program. This is the method, the way they run the teaching learning to online, not change the study program. Because in Indonesia, we have two types of study programs, distance learning and regular study program. In this case, this is a post-major condition, so they just change the way, the method of teaching to online, something like that. But we know until when we should do this kind of method. But however, most of the university around the world saying that they 50% of them saying that. Next, please. Yeah, next. This me next. Okay. So prepare for the challenging and developing learning. Yeah, I just highlight the on B. I think this is the most issue that we have even in Indonesia when we have to change from the regular method, face-to-face class to online courses. First, the ability of the lecturer to apply online learning. I think we in Indonesia, we have not only big university, but we have so many small universities. We have more than 3,000 universities in Indonesia. And I think we have some differentiate about their knowledge, their skill to do online learning. So on this point, I think we need some kind of collaboration among the universities. The big university may help the other universities to run their program. Even in our partner in China, maybe like for example in science or in technology, study about science or technology, maybe we need something tool to make the learning effective. And we can do maybe, for example, I think in China there are so many online programs. They have some good technology to run the program, even for the science or technology study program. Quality assurance also becomes an issue. I think how we can assure that the student can get a qualified program or qualified material to learn, and how the faculty can monitor or even evaluate the progress of the student when they study through online. Something it also becomes an issue about quality assurance. And the assessment of student abilities, including expected learning outcome. How to assess development online learning system, learning management systems. Because most of the university using online by Zoom, something like that. But actually, Zoom is not a learning management system. It's just a tool to do the lesson. But in this condition, we can do this tool as to help us, to assist us to transfer our knowledge or to do some teaching learning process online. Actually, the real thing, we should have learning management system. For example, when I evaluate post-related distance learning, one of the issues is about how they should have a good learning management system, how they can monitor the students, how they can run the study program. And hopefully we can also share experience from our colleague from China, how you do this kind of learning system. Connectivity and technology. I think we are good now. We are living in a big city. However, we don't know if we have in some remote area, in something like that. Maybe there can become a problem. And you know that Indonesia, most of the I think Indonesia also have some higher education living or staying in remote area, something like that. Next, please. Yeah, next. Okay, next, please. Okay. So, what is the strategy for international collaboration at Indonesian University? Next, please. Indonesia during pandemic, so there is two issues. First, informating international strategy. The second, utilizing internationalization policy, supporting university to implement our new policy related Campus Merdeka initiative. Later on, we can see what we can do to support the related to Campus Merdeka. So policy in running international program during COVID-19. First, yeah, next, please. Next. Okay. Keeping, okay, we should keep our health and safety. It is the first priority. Second, we feel international mobility program. For example, we have some physical movement. Now during this condition, we should do everything mostly online. Like for example, in our program time, we encourage our youth to develop a summer program. We have some physical mobility. The students, because the issue on this one, the students can learn something. Not just only about the knowledge, about the something about the science, like, but we also learn about culture, about the environment at the other countries. But through this condition, maybe this goal cannot be achieved. But we try to keep the summer program, for example, to online, and then we have to discuss maybe what the substance, how to run this program, what the kind of issue can be intended for the other students. So this can, Indonesia become also another issue, how to have still a good summer program. The third one, encouraging campus involvement in preventing the spread of COVID-19. The fourth one, encouraging international students to remain in Indonesia following the rules dealing with COVID-19. I think it's done in Indonesia. Some students, international students still keep staying in Indonesia, but some students, they need to leave back to their country because some reason, something like that. Limiting or employee holding the issuance of study permit and foreign expert work permit. Right now, what we are doing right now, that we have some limit permit or even stop to issue the study permit for other foreign students coming to Indonesia, or if the experts come to Indonesia since about this because of this condition. Hopefully it's just a temporary. Hopefully in the coming months we can open for this permit. The last is the changing teaching learning method from face-to-face mode to online mode. We develop MOOC, PJJ is a distance learning, blended learning, and others. Next, please. So related to Campus Merdeka, what I mentioned before, that actually we have 4 types of policy or the program related to Campus Merdeka. Opening new study program to collaboration, higher education academic system, public university as a legal entity of PTNBH, and credit transfer of learning for 3 semesters outside of the study program. I put the color yellow in this 2 of these 4 policy, meaning that on this policy, on the yellow color policy, meaning there's some involvement of collaboration. So that's why I think on the first one, open study program to collaboration, I think many of our university is a quite new policy to give opportunity for our university to open a study program. But there's some requirements that this program can be permitted to open. One of these is about collaboration. And the issue of collaboration, I think we can see what we can do with our partners to have some study program. And the fourth, also about the credit earning. I think the main issue that we want to discuss or what we have to have on this seminar, how to support our credit earning or credit transfer program through online, something like that. Next, please. So this is some program that we have on credit earning for students, internship, village project, teaching at school, student exchange, research, and others. And we have 8 programs related to credit earning. And we can see what kind of program that we can do and working with our partners. I think my colleague from China can also see what can you do to support our program, what the contribution, what the program can build together. I think for right now, our DG, our Director General, still hold the 2nd and the 4th program related to the exchange or village project because of the condition. Yeah, because we want to make sure that when we send the student, the host university is also fine from this pandemic. So we want to make sure that there's a safety and health for our students. But I think we can still discuss what the opportunity we can do to support this program to online or other things. Next, please. So, the implementation of Kampus Merdeka on credit transfer program during the COVID-19 pandemic, there's 6 way that we can, or 6 policy that we will do to support the credit transfer program. First, providing online learning platform to be used by university and learning resources from other universities. So hopefully our university, national, international, can also enlist our online system on SPADA, because on this in SPADA, the university can access many material, online material, they can support their learning process. The second one, university whose online sources are limited, degree provide resources to kuliah daring, they can be accessed to here, and this platform is form of cooperation with Google in supporting the implementation of online learning. The third one, collaborating with telecommunication providers to provide free and low-cost internet access for excellent students. The fourth one, training and capacity building for excellence to improve their ability to develop online learning material and content. The fifth one, involve opportunities to organize credit transfer program among universities to online and blended learning. And the last, utilizing the existing international massive open online courses, or MOOC. So I think this is some program that we can support a credit transfer program during the COVID-19 pandemic. And lastly, next please. Okay, hopefully when under this kind of condition, the learning process become less contact and become a new normal. And what the condition of this condition? Next. Yeah. Learning is open to everybody, can be accessed. Learning is social. We can interact with the others to learn together. Although we are doing online, we still keep the social discussion and communication. Learning is personal. Learning is augmented. We can add the skill, knowledge, although we should do individually or should do online. Learning is multi-represented. Many agents can support the learning process. And learning is anywhere, anytime, anybody. And of course, this during this condition of the new normal, we will have lesser contact. So I think this is the challenge we have, how we keep learning process to our students mostly to online. And I think hopefully we can also some experience done by other countries, let's say in China, how they can run the teaching learning process online. I think there's some information or issue that I can share with you. Hopefully can be our discussion for this webinar. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Purwanto, for the sharing. Now we move to the second speaker for the online seminar today. This is Mr. Pupung Arifin. I start to read the CV first. Okay, Mr. Pupung Arifin in 2012, he must get the Master of Science in Communication Science in University of Indonesia. He is a Vice Rector for Student Affairs, Alumni, Partnership and Promotion, Universitas Atmajaya, Yogyakarta. Please welcome Mr. Pupung Arifin. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Pak Martinus. Atmajaya especially. I am feel honored to share in this online seminar. Many thanks to Pak Pur to join as a speaker in our online seminar, and also Miss Professor Li King and Miss Haley Wang from Nanjing Soshuang University, also for your sharing after my session, and also many thanks for my fellow faculty and staff in Atmajaya Yogyakarta, Bapak Teguh as a dean in technological engineering in Atmajaya Yogyakarta, and also Bapak Andre as head of partnership and office of Atmajaya Yogyakarta University, and also my fellow Bulus Burini and others organizer that make this online seminar happens, and also Himaforka that initiate this online seminar. Congratulations that we arrive in this day and we can share together in this chance to in online seminar. Yeah, first of all, my material is not has been implemented yet in 100%, not as excellent as Nanjing Soshuang experiences. So in this seminar also I want to absorb as many as possible from Nanjing Soshuang University that we can implement in our university as well. So my point is about challenges and opportunities on higher education and international mobility during the pandemic of COVID-19. Okay, maybe we can going to the next slide. Yeah, as Pak Pur mentioned before, that internationalization is not about final steps, but it's about process. So I agree that we have a long way to many tasks that we need to fulfill, that we can cope this COVID-19 pandemic well for all of us in here, in all of higher education in this world, especially in Indonesia. Yeah, COVID-19 pandemic still around us, particularly in Indonesia. We know every day the data said that there is still a high number of infection every day. So I think we don't know when this pandemic will over before the vaccine founded. And then because of that, major education institution in Indonesia, from primary education until higher education, implement study from home, and also Ministry of Education already said that maybe in the next semester online classroom will be likely to implement. So we need to prepare for our next semester, and also for our international program, also for our collaboration of international program. And then air travel limitation and strict procedure to fulfill. Many countries still close their borders to open by Indonesian citizens. So this is less option for us to going abroad for international mobility experiences. And then the fourth point is about our university, Atmajaya Yogyakarta, have less experience on online international mobility in the past 10 years or more. So this is quite new experience. We need to adapt as soon as possible, as well as possible, to still reach our goals in international mobility program. And then in the last 10 years also as well, less students and faculty members to possess on international mobility before pandemic. Not so many students from our university poses on international mobility. So this is also our challenges to make this program still running during the pandemic. And then many higher education focusing on in-class teaching right now. So they still focusing how to switch in-class teaching to online teaching. So including infrastructure, workshop, training, procedure, quality assurance, and so on. So maybe um, this first phase will finish maybe like in this June or July. So maybe the next phase is how we adapt with this new normal, maybe, yeah. So how we adapt with this new normal, we still must run the international mobility in new normal ways. So this is our challenges in Atmajaya Yogyakarta University. And then maybe we can going next slide, to the next slide, please. Okay, yeah. The other challenge is about maybe parents of the students on higher education. They redefines the focus of the study of their daughter, or yeah, because parents maybe many parents in Indonesia impacted by pandemic 19 economic side. So that makes international mobility as a secondary option, maybe third option, or maybe 10 option, or out of a 10 option. So their son or their daughter ask to if their son or their daughter ask for international mobility, maybe their parents will ask back to them that you need to focus only on your education in Indonesia. No need to seeking for international mobility during this pandemic. Even in online program as well. So we need to creating new program that comply with online platform. This is our challenges. How we can create a new program that comply with online platform and still interest interesting by the students. So this is our challenge in Atmajaya Yogyakarta University. And then maybe this is I still give the big maybe, because there are changes on government policy during pandemic. Maybe any international mobility grant scheme like KMB scholarship, Dharma Siswa, international collaboration grant, study abroad scholarship, etc. maybe will be reduced, so, or will be redefined with another program. So we need to adapt as well with these changes. And the other is about grant or scholarship from foreign country in education aspect for non-native citizens, for foreign citizens. So like this council, Erasmus, DAD, Australia Awards, and foreign university scholarship maybe will be reduced to focusing only on their native citizens. So this is our fourth challenges during the pandemic era. And then we can go to the next slide. Okay. So I will repeat again that the challenge is after the students' parents redefines about the economic policy in their domestic family. Then the other challenge is about how to offer an attractive international online mobility program, with the fact that the students will be not going anywhere. They will just only stay in their city, or maybe in only in their home. They will not able to going abroad, and there are no changes to face-to-face interaction with foreigner. These 2 points is a big goals, I think, for most of our students that they when they take the international program abroad. So when this 2 points is not feasible to catch or to implement, so how uh, the attractiveness of our international online mobility program. So we need to think creatively and very hard to create a new program that's still attractive for our students to take this new online international mobility. And then next one. Okay, but after our challenges, after our baseline in this in the present time, we still have a new opportunity. Pak Pur also mentioned earlier that the this pandemic of COVID-19, making international mobility accessible for high number of students. There is no geographical or economic barrier for students. So every students, I can say every students can feasible to take international mobility program as long as university can create a new program that can cope with this online model of international mobility. And then the second point is every university, maybe, I still say maybe because I don't know the reality, but every university may be open for any collaborative program. They will open for any changes that offer to them. So higher education will decrease the ego, will decrease the ego of curriculum, ego of the budget plan maybe, and so on. And also about language maybe to adjust, to adapt, to collaborate with others higher education in others from others country. So this is the second opportunity for higher education in Indonesia. And the third opportunity is every universities or every higher education should be ready for online courses for the next semester, because we already passed our first semester of online program in from March to June, and then for the next semester from August until December maybe we will more ready for online courses. So there are many higher education option for students, and of course many courses option for credit transfer SIM that are available in this world. So I think this is our third opportunity during this pandemic era. And then the fourth opportunity is no air travel needed for homegrown faculty or for a native faculty to encounter to the international community. So when my fellow faculty want to visit us to another university in online ways, so this is very likely for my faculty fellow to join in others university in foreign country to teaching or to giving a seminar and extra. So this is openly wide for us to visit virtually to others country. And then we can move to the next slide. Yeah, this point is same with Pak Pur slide, that internationalization not just about going abroad. So we need to breaking the mental block that internationalization before only views that we just going abroad, or we just receive students or professor to our university. But internationalization are not just about going abroad. Okay, we can move to the next slide. But internationalization is about recognize as a member of global community, make our university recognized as a member of global university. How we can recognize? There are 6 points that I will propose in this presentation. The first is about strengthen the positive characters of Indonesian citizens. I mean that we need to respecting the cultural differences when we recognized as a global community. So we need to strengthen the positive character of Indonesian citizens. Indonesian citizens also easy to adapt, maybe helpful also, and we have a lot of smiles. So this is, I think, that positive vibes that we need to carry on when we going to international mobility in online ways. And the second point is about we need to preserve and proud with our local culture that we will bring to the world. And the third point is about we need to adaptive with technology advancement. And the fourth point is about we need to fluent on international language, and we need to open-minded. We need a multifaceted perspective views, and we need to contribute on global issues discourses. So how to contribute? When we encounter with this online media, there are many options widely open for us to take to contribute on global issues discourse, starting from only make a social media status until we can do something real impact in cause that only that already open with other university or other community. And then next is our response in Amazon Yogyakarta University is to maintain and strengthen non-mobility internalization. This is our first task, yeah. And the second is transforming traditional mobility program to online platform international mobility program. So we have big two tasks to cope. The first is about maintain and strengthen non-mobility international program. We can go to the next slide. Non-mobility program is about accreditation, academic publication, collaborative research project, long distance study program, international recognition certificate, like for nursery maybe for specific profession or program that globally recognized for the certificate. So after we have the certificate, we can work in others country that have the same certificate recognition. And the next point is about international curriculum that also mentioned in Pak Pur presentation before. And the second point of non-mobility program, we can go to the next slide, is next slide, please. Non-mobility number 2. Okay, we need to fulfill the global standard on higher education infrastructure. So when this pandemic is over, our infrastructure is will be ready to come any student from any country to study in our university with global standard infrastructure like laboratorium, in safety standard, green campus, administrative automation, etc. The safety procedure is our big task in Indonesia. We need to learn about safety from other country. So safety standard safety procedure is a must for global citizenship. And the second point is university website and social media. That's the second point that we need to transform. That we need to make our website and social media compact and easy to navigate with viewers that come up with our website. And the third point is social media content management, and followed by simplify of our university business process. And we every week, every month, we doing many workshop and training for faculty member and staff to prepare for this online program. And then the next slide. The second point is about online mobility. Yeah, addressing with Campus Merdeka policy or program that already launched by Minister of Education. So we have, thanks to Pak Pur and fellow in Minister of Education, that we have independency, yeah, for doing many international collaboration like credit transfer and extra to with our partner university. And we need to renegotiate maybe with our double regarding our double and joint degree agreement, because the pandemic program maybe cannot execute this MOU formally, yeah. And then we can go to the next slide. Online mobility number 2. We need to maximize, yeah, maximize our IT support, our IT program regarding online classroom meeting that already subscribed by Atma Jaya, but for maybe for the last 8 years maybe, but we starting maximize this IT support, IT platform in starting from March of 2020 during pandemic COVID-19. And then we need to maximize our multimedia platform management, and we need to strengthen our internal persuasive communication strategy to attract our students to join in international online mobility. And my last point is about online mobility number 3, about online foreign professor team teaching is likely visible also, and also foreign professor traditional SIM for one meeting or public lecture also widely open to offer to our fellow partner in foreign countries. And also we already started to collaborate with other university in Indonesia to conduct international competition for students, as well as online international conference for students and online summer program. So that's all from Ahmad Jaya Yogyakarta perspective. This is still not execute in 100%, but we still learn a lot from other university like Nanjing Sosong University in this online seminar. Thank you very much, Pak Martinus.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pupung, for the sharing. I want to tell all the participants that who wants to ask, you can leave the question in Q&A section. The question can be submitted in Indonesia, in Bahasa, or English. Now we going to the Nanjing Xiaochuang University speakers. The first, Mrs. Haley Wang, the counselor for International Student School of Information Engineering, Nanjing Xiaochuang University. For Mrs. Haley, time is yours. Okay, I will read the CV first. Mrs. Haley Wang Jing, education in 2012, Master of Art in Master of Translation and Interpreting, Jiangsu Normal University. Now, she is Nanjing Xiaochuang University School of Information Engineering as a counselor for international students and secretary of the Faculty for International Affairs and Collaborations. To the Mrs. Haley, time is yours.
Mr. Pruvanto, Mr. Pudo, Mr. Teguh, Mr. Andre, Mr. Martins, Miss Sophie, and all fellow colleagues. Good afternoon. I'm Haley from the Nanjing Xiaochuang University, the School of Information Engineering. So if there is no the pandemic COVID-19, some of the students we may meet in this September. Due to our country's policy, this year, this semester, all the international students, they didn't come back to China. But for the Chinese students, they have already come back to the campus over 2 months. So today I want to share with you how Nanjing Xiaochuang University is responding to coronavirus. So first, the start date of this semester is on February the 24th. Due to the pandemic COVID-19, we delayed the date of start this semester to April 16th. Before students, next page. Before students come back to campus, everywhere has been disinfected, which is a very, very heavy work. Why I said it's a very heavy work? Because we have the total number of students is over 18,000, and we have about 32 dormitory buildings, 20 teaching buildings, 2 big canteens, and each canteens have 3 floors, and libraries, and so on. All the areas, including the dormitories, classrooms, lab classrooms, library, has been disinfected, and before the students coming back. And we can, from the first picture, we can even find that every garage has been disinfected before students come back to China, to come back to our campus. Next page. As I mentioned before, the students' numbers of our university is over 18,000. So we come back to campus at the same day. Next page. We divided to all the students into 5 groups, depends on
Next
different
page.
faculties.
Next page.
So how did a student get in the campus? First of all, he should apply for return to campus, and after the teachers approve, he should provide his movement in last 14 days and his health code. These 2 pictures. On the left one is the movement of everyone. Everyone have the movement. You can send the message to China Mobile, and the China Mobile will reply your message to show where you been during in the last 14 days. And the right one, the green one, is a health code. Only your health code is green, you can get into the campus. If you are in some special place, for example, Wuhan, maybe the health code may be in red color. That means you can't go back to our campus. And also, next page. And also, when you are arrived at our gate, the gate of our campus, there are many staffs waiting there, and they will check your temperature and you check your student ID, your information. Next page. And then they will use our school bus sent to your dormitory directly. And all the students will still have an online class in the first 2 weeks when they are back in campus. 14 days is the quarantine period. Students should check their temperature 3 times a day in the second line. Students may check their temperature on 8 o'clock a.m., 1 o'clock p.m., and 8 o'clock p.m. 3 times a day. Some some of our teachers, they don't have the experience to give students a lessons online. So the office of academic affairs of our university held at least 5 trains to for the teacher to learn how to have an online class before the before the semester start. And also online class includes the live in teaching and the recorded teaching. Okay, next page. When the students come back to I will slow down. Okay, I will slow down. When the students come back to the campus, how do they have class? It depends on the students' numbers of each class. So if the student's number is over 60, the teacher should divide the student into 2 parts. Half of them have class in the classroom and half of them have the class in the dormitory. They will have the class at the same time through the equipment they will set in the classroom. And they go to the classroom to have class by turns. If the next page, if the student is below 60, all students should keep 1 meter distance to each other when they have in the class. Yeah, like this one. And for some special lessons, next page. For some special lessons, they even have class outdoors. This is a picture of the students of major of hotel management. They can to practice their what they learned outdoors. All the lessons for now, all the lessons were successfully finished. Students for now, they are preparing for their final examination now. Then we'll talk about the life in our campus. Life in our campus have changed a little bit too. So all the things you will do, you need to do the appointment. This is picture for we have an for a mobile phone app named 爱小庄. You can do the appointment on 爱小庄. So the left one is for appointment for the shower. The right one is appointment for the library. And also you can make the appointment to go to the canteen. When the students want to go to the canteen to have meal, they will do the appointment first on 爱小庄, and then there is some volunteers. They will check your temperature, and if they should stand in line, the second line, in the second picture, they can stand in the red point. It's about 1 meter distance to each other. And the third picture shows we also have the clapboard on every desk in canteen, so to make sure the students can keep distance. And okay, next one. Also, we built some temporary outdoor supermarket in front of each dormitory. So you will see many temporary supermarket because we have many dormitories. So you will see many temporary supermarket downstairs of the dormitory. Students can buy food just downstairs instead of go to the crowd supermarket. And generally speaking, the life in campus didn't change too much. Expectants cannot go out of the campus freely. If they want to go out the campus, they will ask for leaving to the teachers. And but the most important thing is that if you had a fever, you should report it to your counselor and should move to a special dormitory, which is an isolation area of campus. All the students who had a fever, we will put them there. Everyone have one rooms and live there. And all your roommate maybe need to move there too. So we also do students come back to the campus. We also do the daily disinfections every day, even after every class. All the staffs will do the disinfections. The right one is the elevator of our building. Even the elevator will do the disinfection. Yeah, next one. We can find that for the international students, they come back to China, and also the COVID-19 has some effect on our international collaboration during this period. We also encourage students to join international online seminars. So we will have a summer seminar with Atmajaya on July the 20th, right? We will start July 20th. Yeah. And also we encourage students to take part in online activities and cooperate with partners for webinars, online class, summer online class. We also invited Mr. Martins to give us online courses in next semester. Yeah. We also maintain good relationship with partners. So this is the full season. Yeah, next page. This is the end of my speech. So this is the fourth season of our campus. It's very beautiful. So I hope we can see in maybe next year or this year in September. And take care and thank you.
Okay, thank you for Mrs. Haley sharing. Now we're going to the last speaker of today's online seminar. I read the CV first. Okay, Professor Li Qing, the education in 2010, Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Technology, School of Education Science, Nanjing Normal University, Nanjing, China. And today he is a lecturer in the Nanjing University, China. Please, Professor Li Qing, time is yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Li Jing, and so nice to talking with you in this meeting online. As you know, I'm the director of further student education section of the IT of Information Technology and of the School of AI, Artificial Intelligence, the old secondary school of Nanjing Xiaozhong University. And we are charging of all the students in computer science graduate. Today, my speaking have two different parts. The first part of speaking is about when this COVID-19 happened, how we made, what the measures we taken now for high education. And the second part, I will introduce some information about the project of foreign students about the 2+2 and which we're hoping for joining now. Okay, the first part we start. We all know today this year And 2020, when the world began, it was entered a new pandemic situation, and our school have actually corrected out online education for overseas students. We also provide online teaching for all courses. Okay, go to next page. Yeah, you can see it's our online course center. Actually, we have a very good base for online education. We have made this center website for years, and before this pandemic happened, it's already working. So when it will happen, we move our courses inside website as soon as possible, and we can using this website provide all the course for our students through the internet. And effectively, we have a go to next page. Okay, we have another mobile application. Okay, next page. Fine, next page, please. Yeah. Okay, go forward. Go forward. Yeah, it's the Swooping apps, and it's working with the website. You can see next page is before, and people can use their mobile phone, website. They can see this app, and all cases and all students is all can be collected together using the different. You can use the PC. You can visit the website of the center or courses center, or you can use the mobile driver like the mobile phone or the laptop to visit using this apps. It's called 学习通 apps to visit the same. It's the same working. Okay, next page. Next. Next. Okay. However, we have three main forms to for of online education. One is live broadcaster, another is the recorded broadcaster, and a mixing for both of them. The first, go to next, please. Go to next page. Yeah, okay. The first is a live broadcast. I think you understand what it was, and just like the YouTube, we can see some videos and visit, see some very interesting videos through the internet. Our teacher, with the help of the same platform, especially for education, like Dingding, 腾讯会议, and Zoom. This special platform is not like the injury platform. It's a filter on useless messages outside, and our teacher can focus on education. And with the student, when the student go inside the meeting room, like platform, anything, they can see some messages only about the lessons, some useless messages to them. Sorry, very sorry. Okay, next page. When we're using the live broadcaster, it's not just to see the video. We are learning with it's a method for education. So understand when the teacher using the living broadcaster to teach you some knowledge, it will ask you to do some homework, to make some exercises, and you will have to write up your homework inside that disk. Of course, a lot of FTP. We have the lab disk like the Baidu or Let Cloud or another lab disk, whatever. You will write your homework to the lab disk, and teacher will got then received files and give you some grades according to the file result. That's the live broadcaster. We can talking to student through the platform directly, and the student can ask questions directly. Just we have the meeting now. The way you have work to disk, that disk, and the teacher can receive them. Okay, next, please. Go to next. Okay. But of course, the first method is just a very bad short point. We must pay attention. That's according to the network situation of some students. Maybe during the living broadcaster, it's not too smooth. The process is not too smooth. You can see or can hear clear. It opens broken because of the network. So we support another method for the education. Our teacher can make broadcasting. There's a lot of different software support our teacher to do the job. While we made the recording of our education, we can write up or we upload the files, the video about teaching to the LED disk or go to the course center. And when we have start to listen, when the time is according to schedule table, when the time of the listen, teacher will ask it to download and see these videos because it's already made record on and support as a file, as a whole file. So when the student downloads the file, can see directly. So those broken, but they still have some problem. It cannot discussing community with the teacher directly. So we support. We know there's a lot of software can do the job. We can use the WeChat or other software to talking with the teacher. When you see whole the video and the study, go to the end of the study, you can even the homework the teacher will made deployed inside the video, and then you can go ask questions with the WeChat or other talking and mapping software with the teacher. And of course, according to the videos, you have homework and you will make it and write it up to that disk as we just introduced before, using the letter disk to write your homework. But both of these two methods, they still have one very important short point that our student, you know, as our students learning conscious is not so good. Maybe without the teachers face to face, the student is open the computer and see the camera and listen to the video, but do some other job, right? So this based over the end of the result of the education is not as we want. And the homework, yes, you can spend more time as then wanted to do it, or even you will not do it, just copy it. That's the problem. So we have the third part. Okay, please go to the next page. Hello, please go to the next page. Yeah. This is our recorded broadcast. The second. Okay, go to next. Inside here, you can choose some lessons, and then go to this this UI interface. And the right is the video, left is the we call it job point. When you choose one, you can see the video the teacher made and learn. When you finish, you can talking, discussing with teacher, and finish the homework, write the homework to that disk. Okay, that's the second method. But as I said, when you made it, the teacher don't know what you are doing. Okay, it's cannot click. It's a picture, but you can go to the internet, go to my website. You can visit it. I have. We have during the processes we have already made it. More than one lesson. We have 5 different lessons, computer lessons for. It's already uploaded to that disk. You can. I will introduce later for you. Now let's go back to the people point. As I said, there's one bad point for this method. the teacher cannot know what you are doing, what is video. According to the plan, you're learning, but maybe you are not doing. So the homework or the result of education, it cannot controlled by the teacher. So please go to next page. We have a third one. Go next. Yeah, we have a next teaching form. According to this form, we are talking inside a classroom online, but just through the voice, not the picture. So I think now the network can support it, just like a uh, core telephone. It's not difficult for most of you, and our student can talking and learning through the live meeting system online in the classroom, but they cannot see the video. That's bad. But we can make our content of education in several different small piece of video and upload to that disk or go to the course center, and then the teacher ask when ask our lessons begin, and student can see the video one, then the student can download and see, watch the first piece of video, and it's not the whole lesson. It's maybe some minutes or 10 minutes. It's more. And when the first point go to the end, teacher will ask the student go back to the meeting room, still using the voice to teaching with them, and then student can ask questions according to the content you are learning, and according to the uh, according to the question, the teacher can use the same voice system to answer. And then when the local teacher can manage the process of the lesson, go to next point and ask the student to open and or download the second voice video to see the movie. It's still very small piece of video, not too long, 10 minutes at least. And then go to next. That's the mixed teaching form. We are online through the internet online, but not only depending the network situation. It's not too difficult for most of you. So the lessons processes can very smooth. But we can support videos. This was big data. We compressed and upload to the disk. So before the lesson, so we call it the mixed form. It's not direct living broadcasting, and it's not direct recording broadcasting. It's both of them can live talking, live learning, but just the voice, low video. So that's small. The speed is faster. And you can download the video, and according to the teacher's request to see the video to learn. But it's not too much. Every time, every point, every job point, we will stop and give you some question, give you some answer, and give you some exercises on lesson. Okay, so it's a fixed teaching form. But whatever form we are using is also depending the teacher. You and every form is spend more time. So teacher will, according to his situation, to choose one of these forms to make this lesson. And during these processes, the past half year, we have already finished successfully finished with the 5 lessons, 5 courses education for international students through the internet. Uh, next picture you can see is one of my J2B, and we have another form. If you have interesting, I will give you sure some UI you can download and see some results after this meeting. Okay, it's not difficult for you. And most of the time, and of course, most of the time you must be our student. Then you can go to the center, course center. Then you can download you to see it. It's not open source, but I can open it for you. Okay, whatever. Yeah, it's a fixed form. It's fixed form. So yeah, sorry, thank you. No matter what form of the teaching, our teachers are very dedicated to our duty, to their duty, and strive to ensure the quality of teaching. You can make sure about it. And during the academic period, we have completed a series of teaching tasks. And during this period, our fourth batch of graduates successfully graduated through the form of online defense. Go to next page. Please select, yeah. You can see this video is a graduation defense meeting for this year. And this student is, is our student graduated for this year. And they have obtained their own graduation certification and the degree certificate. We must congratulate for them. Go to next page. Yeah, it's our Chinese class. This classroom is where the defense meeting was holding. At that time, you can see our defense professor configuration is sitting a line before the screen, and the screen, the big screen I was watching now. Yeah, it's a. At that time, it was sure the screen of the student, and that's the surface about the graduation final project. Okay, next page. Yeah, it's still the defense meeting for this year. You see, we have succeeded. Understand? Whatever the difference we are using, online education have already get some success results. So we have belief to continue our education through online to do it. But whatever, I still hope to, we all hope this epidemic situation can pass as soon as possible, so that we can go to back to the classroom on them. We all hoping so. It cannot replace the online education cannot replace the classrooms face-to-face education. Of course, my point. So we are all hoping to it's going to the end, and we can use it. But before the end of this pandemic, we are using the online education system. There were all different systems for us to, according to the education technology development. So first, it's all be used very useful for tours. We have controlled it. As you see on this, okay, because this classroom, we have prepared this classroom for years. Understand? So the technology is not today it's produced. It's already produced. We are using it for years. So we have trusted. We can trust it. We can use it. We used it before. So don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. And you can see the big screen. We have a plan. In fact, we have already made a plan. We hope invite the experts or scholars for computer science, different from different countries, from different city, to teaching our students using the system. You can talking and discussing. You can see the focus through the big screen and listen to teacher's voice through the microphone. It's already working, so we have good point for it. Understand? Don't worry about the form. I'm glad to introduce this form we have made. And if you have some good point, good suggest, good advice, I will listen. And I hope you can tell me that to improve the whole system. Okay. And then we go to the next part. We have the second part. I hope to introduce our project for you. The first we have already sorry. For today, we have already for graduated students for six groups. Our schools computer professional education for foreign students is began in 2040. That's 6 years before. So for today, we have at least 5 graduates groups have graduated. And some of the graduates continue to study in China or Europe, England, or go to American. And some of them have found their foreign favorite job and as a very excellent job. And there are many different forms for overseas students in our school. And there, in our school today, we introduced this Linde 2+2 model, our CES education. And the Nanjing Shandong University have a cooperation with the foreign university, joined cavity excellent student. Under this model, student college learning will be divided into 2 parts, and you will receive the basic education begin in your self country, self university, and go to the Nanjing Xiaodong University for the second part, independent study. Because of this cooperation, colleges of universities agreed to the conversion of relevant courses and credits. So after the successful complete our year's study, the students' credits will recognized by both of the two universities, and you will be able to obtain the graduation configuration and the degrees configurations from two different universities. We, Nanjing Xiaodong University, offer your bachelor's degree on software engineering from China, of course. After focusing of this person, we have reached a joint teaching plan between our cooperation institutions. In this program, you study this is half of your college education in China, and we have 3 different directory. We not only focus on the, according to the professor before says, we not only focus on teachers' serious knowledges, we also care about their abilities and the employment of graduations. So our graduation always can get their, their excellent job. The course in the learning plan is a relation to the correct cutting edge knowledge in the computer field. Okay, and there are 3 different including 3 different programs like the AI, mobile development, the network programming, and we have a lot of knowledge prepared plans for them. And we have already teaching students using not only using the lessons like the big data, data marking, data mining, robot technology, and other courses for AI, arithmetic intelligence, and the advanced program technology, mobile program technology, and other courses relation with the mobile development, and the web programming, GQE, architecture technology, and so on. The courses that go to the network development, and the students are interested in learning in lesson. We invite you, we hope you taking their own work inside the lesson, go outside to participate in various competitions, and they always can got very good results. Our robot competition teams in China university student robot competition always can obtain the first level's result. And the students through this practice not only practice their ability, they also can get the belief for themselves ability. Okay? So we also inviting you to go outside and join inside the different competition or other meeting. Not only for the serious learning, we support another like the Chinese language education for you, and we also hoping you can help you get the certification for ASD. Okay. And I think the Chinese language technology can help you get more different things in China and get more chance from. Whatever. I think now it's the end of my introduce. I have been there. Introduce will be the end. I have been there in Indonesia, and I visited Jakarta and Jara, and I have been your campus. That's a very charming cities and beautiful champions. Very beautiful. But I hope. I also hope to invite you in Nanjing in our university. I hope to see you here. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Thank you very much. And take care for yourself. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Liching, for the sharing. Okay, it's time for the Q&A. We have got 9 questions in Q&A section, but because the time is over, I will choose the answer to one by one, and I hope that all the speakers can answer the question shortly, because we think of the time. Maybe Jonathan Christo questions, maybe for Mr. Pupung. What is Universitas Atmajaya highlight most for the third year international program students of your that should be doing student exchange but cannot do it due to the COVID-19 pandemic? Maybe Mr. Pupung can answer that shortly, please.
Okay, thank you, Pak Martinus. Yeah, we trying our best for make online credit transfer can possible with our partner university. So, from several weeks ago, partnership office started discussing with several international office in several partners university in Asia, also in Europe, to discuss about possibilities for online credit transfer for our students to take in our partner university. That's my answer about these questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pupung. Question number 2 from WNITS. Maybe the question is for Mr. Purwanto. In this situation, Indonesia government encourage university to keep actively do an inbound and outbound program. How was government policy for this both program? Please, Mr. Purwanto can answer this.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, our policy is still keep supporting the international program. Hopefully, due to this condition, actually every movement is mostly virtual movement. I mean, this is to online. For example, we still keep stopping sending our faculty or students going abroad due to some restriction. Even some countries they still also stop opening. Inviting foreign students coming to their country. So on this condition, we encourage the university about such kind of program, international program, although everything done fully online, something like that. So I think the inbound outbound program should be done not on as physically movement, but can be as what we are doing now. So that's why I think we could discuss with our partner what kind of program that we can develop for both sides. I think what I see is this issue is it happen to any university. So I think in the world right now, many universities develop online program. So I think this is also some kind of opportunity for us to discuss with them to share the content or everything. Maybe we can involve our students to their program, because when doing that kind of online program, the number of students can be unlimited. I think they can add more and more students to join in the program, as long as some requirement or something like that. So that is, so we can see there's another opportunity for us, because when we can have some physical movement, sometimes we have the issue on the capacity. But through this online, I think there's no issue on capacity, but how maybe there's some other requirement. Hopefully we can do this thing. Maybe the issue about the content, about the topic will be interesting for both sides. So for right now, we still keep University default still keep doing international program, inbound, outbound, something like that. But you know, it's not a physically movement, because for example, right now in our Mas Menteri, our minister encourage the university to run the learning process till December online, not as the you know, face-to-face classes. But if there is some specific requirement on lab, or maybe some practice, maybe we can see case by case, or maybe some, you know, protocol, safety protocol to run this program, something like that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Purwanto. Maybe there is one question to the Mr. Purwanto. This the Campus Merdeka. It's possible to apakah Kampus Merdeka wajib diterapkan? Maybe
Yeah,
you can answer that.
Okay, actually, the policy on Campus Merdeka, we encourage you to do this program. In Campus Merdeka, actually, we have 4 types of policies. The first policy about keeping open for our university who has already have international accreditation A, B, or unggul or baik sekali, to open new study program through collaboration, meaning that we can discuss with their partners, develop some curriculum, and then as long as there's some 3 requirements during the agreement, for example, developing joint curriculum, doing internship, and also accepting the graduate to work on their place, or the university, with the foreign university, they can also working on developing curriculum, something like that. This is on the policy. They can propose the new study program if they need new study program, so it can even some learning outcome. The second and the third one is the second one is about for the public university, it is about PTNBH. I think it is just specific university can do this one. And but I think the fourth one is about credit transfer credit earning. So I think we can focus on credit transfer credit earning because it's more general. So I think the university should facilitate the student to have the right to get 3 semesters outside their campus. They can take some credit earning either at the in-country university or maybe overseas university. For example, China offers some kind of courses. They can take these courses as part of their program, or they can also have some courses outside of the study program in the same university. So to answer the question, it is become you know, the university should provide or to facilitate the student, and the student can use their right to have this one. So it depends on the student. So from point of view from the university, this is a must for you to facilitate the Campus Merdeka policy. But for the student, they have a right to take this program or not. So it's different perspective. But from the university, they should provide. Whoever will get this one, the university should provide this program. The skill transfer, student mobility, something like that, and depend on student. If they're ready on, they have fulfilled some requirement this program. But the university should must provide or facilitate the program. That's the answer for the Campus Merdeka policy.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Purwanto. I want to ask the Mrs. Haley or Professor Li Ching, could you please tell us what policy or programs you have created in Nanjing Shaochuang to prevent students for cheating during online final exam? Please, Prof. Li Ching or Mrs. Haley can ask the question. Can you answer the question? Could you please tell us what policy or programs you have created in Nanjing Shaochuang to prevent students from cheating during online final exams? Please, can you answer that?
Yeah, I'm glad to answer this question. It's not a big problem. Of course, cheating in test is a problem always for our teacher. And when the student hope to cheating, they always find a method. Even in the classroom, facing the supervisor, they still can find a method of cheating, right? But don't forget our target of education. We hope you control the ability, you learn the language, understand, my dear student. So we will give you a big job, a final project to finish it. Understand? So how to cheating? You have to write code to finish a system. If the system working, you finish it. If not working, how to cheating, right? But they still have a problem for us. Maybe the student copy the code from the internet or from the reference book. They write the code, but it not belong him. But for for teacher, my point is, if you do the job, write code, even use copy from internet, but you know how to do it. That's already the target we want. And then so, in order to forbidden you just copy, don't understand. In order to forbidden this, we ask you not only give me the system code, you also have to write a report to for the teacher. You must inside the report, you must introduce how to make it. Use word, not code. Use words to introduce why you made it, why set a variable, why you write this method functions, and how to make it working, how to call it. You write it to explain why you write code inside the system, and then when the teacher reads the report, he will know you understand or not understand. If you really understand, you need the treating. If you treating, sorry, it's not the test. In our test, you cannot treating. Understand?
Okay. Okay, thank you, Prof. Li Ching, for the answer. Uh, for Mr. Pupung and Mr. Purwanto, now every institution is forced to create online learning more interesting. Any invention in Atmajaya University in developing online learning? From the Ministry of Education, what programs are you preparing to support online learning to be more interesting in the new normal era? Maybe Mr. Pupung first can answer that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Pak Martinus. Yeah, since online learning is in my code of comment, because I'm in students and partnership of affairs, but I will answer as far as I know. That we have 2 points. The first point is about the infrastructure. We will strengthen our infrastructure for online learning, for making the best output that can bring to the students about the content of online learning, not only face to face with online platform like Zoom or like Microsoft Teams, but also with others video like augmented reality, virtual reality, and so on. So we contacting some vendor to create that content, and also we will bolster our technology with a camera, so the teacher will can teaching in a classroom with no students, but with a classroom environment. So this is also our next project for our next semester. That's for the technology. And the second point is for the skills for the teacher. We bolster our teacher skills to adapt with many platform for online teaching, for creative teaching. So we conduct many workshop for teacher and also for staff. Like today we conduct online workshop, and as well as yesterday for teacher. So we have maybe like once a week we have a new program for our staff or our teacher, our faculty member, to gain more knowledge and experience regarding new technology in online teaching. Thank you, Pak Martinus.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pupung. Now, Mr. Puwanto can ask can the question. Can answer the question.
Sorry, this is Ayan. Hopefully my voice, or
Oh, it's okay.
we should wait for a while.
Okay, we wait for a while, maybe.
So I stop. I mute first.
Okay, maybe I ask one more question for the. We wait Mr. Puwanto to ask the question to answer the questions. Maybe I want to ask the Mrs. Haley. Okay, Mrs. Haley, there is a question for you. How to ensure the students follow the physical distancing outside the classroom? Maybe you can answer that question.
Actually, I mentioned it before, the students have already, when they come back to the campus, they have already have the online class for 14 days. The 14 days is the isolation period. All students, when they come back to the campus, they can't go out of the campus. So they live together, they eat together, they just in the campus. So in the classroom, every desk we have like a red point where you can sit down, and the teacher will notice the students. You should sit in the right place. Do not keep so close to each other. Yeah. Actually, I think all the students, because they have already have 14 days isolation period, I think they are very safe to each other, basically.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Haley, for the answer.
you.
I beg to Mr. Puwanto, maybe.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry for waiting.
It's okay.
Actually, what we see right now, when the university should develop some kind of online courses or other thing, actually, we back a year later or 2 years, a year before that. Actually, during when we are coming to the era of Industrial Revolution 4.0, the university, all Indonesian universities should prepare for the online courses. So it means actually the policy to developing online courses, not just because of the COVID-19, but actually because we are now coming the era of revolution industry 4.0. So meaning that you should prepare for this. So we have to, to be prepared for this kind of, the tremendous development of technology. And now when we coming to this COVID-19, actually in this condition, the good thing that many Indonesian universities already have that kind of learning courses, online learning courses. So when the question how to make it more interesting, actually right now for this condition, we give some support for the student or the university. For example, the student we give to the lecturer for learning and student affairs. They provide some fund to support the student, even the university. And actually, the government to our minister also encourage the university to have some discount for the fee for the student. It means that because the impact of COVID-19 not only on the health of the person but also for the economy and family, and also many aspects impact for this COVID-19. So that's why the university should be aware of this kind of questions. And the other one is also, I think later on the online courses become not just as the something new, but it could be among common. So I think we will see that this is our opportunity to develop online courses for the future. And we don't know how when the COVID-19 will end. So that's why I think any discussion, any credit transfer, and even with the foreign university or even with the national university among us, something like that, it is possible to do everything online. So I would suggest that when we see the online courses, it's not because of the COVID-19, but we see it in the next coming years. I think it becomes something quite common for the student to do everything. But we have to be, familiar with this kind of condition. I think this is the other thing, the positive side that we can see for this development of online courses. But I think the Ministry of Education and Culture to the Director for Learning and they will do incentive for students can develop this thing, maybe to spread or other things. But so far, right now, what I see is to support the student to keep studying the university because of the economic problem, something like that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Purwanto, for the answer. Okay, all the participants, the times run so fast, and now we have reached the very end of this seminar. I want to warm reminder you that link to exit ticket can be seen in the chat room. You must fill in the ticket in order to get the A certificate of the seminar. I do believe that we have got much information and enlightenment to answer this curiosity related to the topic. Thank you for all the speakers. Thank you for the time you give to us in the midst of your tight schedule and activity. Thank you for your all participants who have joined us today. That's all for today. See you in another event. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you very much.